Hey everybody, am I a minute late? If I am, I so apologize. I'm here. It takes me forever to type in all the details because I know you guys are gonna ask me about where to find the stencils and what kind of ink and all that jazz. So, hello, this is Grace at the Comfy Nest. I'm going to be doing a sweet little tote bag project and I'm gonna be using Essential Stencils because I'm a huge fan. In fact, I'm a brand ambassador for them because I just love their product and I will stand by it. It's really, they really have good quality stencils that are so easy to use, so easy to clean. So I'm going to be using one of them and I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to use a tote bag that my sister sent me. I'll tell you about that. And Speedball Ink. Sound like fun? Let's do it. I just want to make sure that I'm live, so hang tight. Let me open up Facebook on my iPad. When you guys come on, say hello. It helps me to know that things are working right in the land of Facebook. Let me see. Is that it? That's it? Okay, I found me. That's good, that's good. Okay, so hello. Hey Beth, I see that Beth is on. Let's see, who else is it? Ginny is on. Hello. And Tracy is here and Evelyn. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining. You ready to see some fun? I love demoing this stuff for you. I really do. I'm noticing that the camera's a little wonky. It's like wobbly. Let me push this back because I don't need it wobbling around on you. Then you won't be able to see so good. Okay, here's what I'm going to make. Let me show it to you first. I'm going to make one of these. Oh, wait a minute. I got to flippity-do this camera because then you can read it, right? Then you'll be able to read it. Hey, Angie, thanks for saying hello. Hi, is it Brandy and Kay and Pat is here. Hello. I'm live again. Laura, welcome back from Florida. Hot and humid, she told me in Florida earlier. Louisiana. Hello, Susan from Louisiana. So glad you're here. Susan's in one of my monthly subscriptions. Awesome. Hello, Deborah. And there's Deborah. Oh, you guys are awesome. Okay, keep saying hello. It is so fun to have company while I do these. Let me show you the project I'm going to work on. My sister sent me all these cute little tote bags. They're from Darice, and Darice is like, you know how Old Navy and the Gap and Banana Republic are all connected? You can go to one website and you can get them all. Darice is the same way with Michael's. Michael's, you know, the craft store. Darice is their wholesale. I believe their wholesale store. See the right there where it says Darice. So my sister sent these to me from Darice. She got them from Darice and she just had a bunch of them and she sent them to me. So it's just a little 100% cotton canvas bag and I am going to be stenciling on it. We decided on forever. So let me show you this sweet stencil set. Oh my gosh, like the light is blinding right there if I stand a certain way. I may have to change the camera angle. We'll just do what we can. Teresa says, I used her. It's Darcy or Darice? Let me look. It's Darice. She's typing. Yeah, it's Darice. D-A-R-I-C-E. But if you look at michaels.com, you'll find them. So my sister sent me a bunch of these. She had bought all these sweet little tote bags for. She does preschool. She teaches preschool in Massachusetts, and she's like, I had these extras. Do you want them? I was like, yes, I want them because I love having new things to work with and to craft with. So let me show you the stencil from Essential Stencil that I'm going to be using. Hey, Marge. Hello. Yeah, Teresa, you're so funny. She's like, oops. Hey, Trish. Hello. Hey, Tammy Jo. And Kelly is here from Minnesota. Yeah, you guys tell me where you're coming in from because it's so fun. Not only for me, I think it's fun for all of you guys to see where we're all like joining in from all over the country. And it's a blast. And actually, Evelyn today, she's back again. She's in Puerto Rico. Hello. She's having a visit with her family in Puerto Rico, but she's on joining us for the fun. So I'm glad you're here. Hello, Irene and Kimberly and Betty Sue and Victoria. Okay. Here is the stencil set. I will hold this up. Okay. It's this stencil set. And one of them says they're 12, let me see, they're 8 by 17 inches. So they're 8 inches by 17 inches. One of them says we should probably cuddle. And I think that one would fit really well on a pillowcase. I could test that for you here in a minute. The other one is the one I'm going to use and it says we should probably, nope, not we should probably cuddle. That's not the one. We decided on forever. So this is the one I'm going to use now. These are perfect for wedding gifts. Like think about it, girls. Wedding showers, wedding gifts themselves, bridal, like the bridal party. These would be cute for bridal party gifts, like if you're having a bridal party and you want to get everybody a gift, or the mother-in-law, the soon-to-be mother-in-law. These would be great for making those kinds of gifts, or having a party together. You know, all the gals getting together and doing these projects together. So this is the one I'm going to use. It fits perfectly on the front of this tote bag. And I'm going to be using a screen printing ink called Speedball. It's basically like a fabric ink. Okay, so this is what that looks like. Okay, I got this off Amazon. You guys, you know, I live in a very remote town. I live in a pretty remote town. The closest hobby store is 90 miles away from me, and I don't get out of town very often. So to get to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann Fabrics or any of those stores, they're all about 90 miles away. So I do a lot of Amazon and online shopping for these kinds of things. So this, for me, came from Amazon. And I'm going to share a link with you guys later so you get it just right. But this is just the gold color, and it really is, it's opaque, and it says on the back that it works best on dark colored fabrics. But I think it looks just fine on here. I think it looks just fine, and you can totally see, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, the glitter because of the lighting in here. It is glittery. It's gold glittery. In fact, I think I'm going to give these away. I will heat set them, and if a couple of you want these, I'll have 2 of them. I've done one already. I did it as my own sample earlier, and I'll do another one now, and I will give them away to somebody who is on live tonight. So if you're on, just make sure you say hello so I know you're there, because toward the end, when I'm done with the project, what I normally do is I just scroll through all the comments and randomly pick somebody that I will mail these to. Okay. So when I'm using Essential Stencils, let's just talk a little bit about like basics. Hello, Kim, listen, all these people coming in. Kim and Vicky and Clarissa and who else? Oh, Teresa Carpenter, you found me. I know, I wasn't sure where I was going to be tonight. I'm on my own page, The Comfy Nest. Cindy is here, and Judy's here from Baltimore, and Ange is here, and Ruth from Ohio. Donna, you made it. Donna Campbell says, I made it. Janine's here from Minnesota. Hello, Miss Janine. And Vicky from Georgia. And Donna says, thank you, I got a reminder. Good, I'm glad. I forgot to send the text reminder out, you guys. Listen, don't ever be afraid. When I ask you for your email, or I say sign up for my text reminders, don't ever be afraid you're gonna be inundated by me, because no, that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. I don't inundate anybody. I haven't sent out an email in months, so I know it's probably bad. I really need to get better at that, but I'll never inundate you. I do have an email list. I use it infrequently, but every once in a while I'll send out reminders or things that are going on. Okay, here's my deal. Here's what I use, you guys. The Equate brand. Do you know what that is? That's the Walmart brand. You can buy any brand you want. You can get these at Walgreens, CVS, Target, the dollar store, Walmart. You can get these anywhere. They're just makeup wedges. They're little triangular wedges. This is what I use to stencil. You can buy foam spouncers. You can buy paint brushes that have round bristle heads. This is what I prefer most. And I always suggest that you guys try them all out. Try them all out and see which one you like the best, because we all have preferences, right? It's like the variety of hand lotion. You know, my sisters will say, I love that hand lotion. I don't like that one. I like this hand lotion. Well, it's just a matter of trying them all and figuring out which one you like the best. But this is what I like the most, so that's what I'm going to use. And hello, Mimi and Claudia. Claudia, what a pretty name. She's coming in from California. Kathy's from Colorado. Yay. And Donna's here. She said, I made it. Oh, I'm so glad, you guys. Look, we have 140 people on already. If you guys share this, let's just double dog dare to see how many people we can get on this all at once. I think it's a blast to have you guys from all over the place. Okay, so it's like gathering like a big, huge party here in my craft room with women from all, and sometimes there's men, so welcome if there are any men out there. Women and men from all over the country. I think it's fabulous. Okay, here's the bag. I'm just going to slip a piece of cardboard. This is the one that I used earlier, and you can see where the fabric ink bled through. That bleed through, I don't want it going through to the other side of my tote. So you can put like cereal boxes work, anything that you can cut to size and stick in there that's like a really thick, don't use regular paper, use like a thick cardboard or a cereal box or something like that. And you just slip it in there so that it does two things. It gives you a really solid space to work on, and it it keeps the bleed through from going in on the other side of your bag. Now, these bags, you could totally do both sides of it. You know, you could ink one side and then flip it over once it's dry and ink the other side. And you do want to heat set them. So when you're done with them, what you want to do is keep the cardboard in there. I usually put like a tea towel, like just a very thin cotton clean tea towel or rag over your ink, and then use a hot iron and just hold it over that and just move it over slightly on almost a high, like a cotton setting, to heat set the ink, the fabric ink onto your fabric, so that when you wash that, if you happen to throw this tote in the wash, so that it doesn't run on you, it'll stay permanent. That's what makes fabric ink special, is that it really gives you the ability to make it permanent. I've used let me tell you something, girls. If you're gonna go invest in Speedball fabric ink, this is like a vat of it. It's 8 ounces. For as often as I use fabric ink, I could have used a 3-ounce jar. I mean, it lasts, look, I bought this like 2 years ago. It lasts you forever and ever. So if you want to save yourself a few bucks, you can probably get the little one if you're just doing a little project. Don't buy the big one unless you plan on doing thousands of tote bags, okay? All right. Hello, Denise. Paul says, okay, I see I'm not a special friend and you're not going to answer me. Paul, what was your question? I didn't see your question. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Cynthia uses parchment paper to heat set. That's perfect. Parchment paper. You know, craft stores sell like a special type of, it's almost like a sheet of plastic that you can use. But really, parchment paper works great. That's a really good suggestion. Or like I said, a really thin tea towel or just a clean white rag would work. I got the ink, Rosina, from Amazon, but you can get it from, I'm sure, Michael's Hobby Lobby. All the craft stores would have it. It's a fabric ink. They call it screen printing ink or fabric ink, okay? Hey, Kim. Judy, thank you for sharing. You're a rock star. I'm going to put this camera down so you guys can see my project. So here's my bag. Here's my bag. I got the cardboard on the inside right there. You want to make sure that your handles are up high. You want to keep the tag on it. Like if you're giving it as a gift, you may want to keep the tag on it, so you can put that up high and just make sure you have the cardboard where you want your stencil to show. So I'm going to use this stencil, fits perfectly. Now I will tell you, this stencil, we probably should cuddle, was too big. It's too big. It runs right off the edge of it. I couldn't make it work either way. You know, if I ended up putting it this way, it would work, but no, I mean, I suppose you could put it that way. But anyway, I just, as an FYI, this little set is darling. Like I said, there's 2 stencils in this set. They're 8 by 17 inches, the 2 stencils, and it's $15.97 for 2 stencils that you can use over and over and over and over again. So it's a really good deal. And if you guys use my discount code, you'll get 10% off. So that's even a better deal for you, right? Because you're going to get 10% off. The company's fabulous. They offer a guarantee. They offer free shipping for any order over $45. So it's worth it if you plan on doing more than a couple of projects to just go ahead and get all your shopping done at once, because you'll get the free shipping, and they ship out pretty darn quickly. I'm just checking my cardboard here to get it to run from edge to edge as much as possible. My cardboard's a little bit short for this project, but it's okay. I'm still going to make it work. I'm just checking to see how centered it is, okay? So you're going to put your stencil on over your fabric. You absolutely can, and if you're a beginner, I would suggest that you do tape down, even on fabric it will work, with painter's tape. Tape down your stencil. Now all that's doing is if your hand slips or you have to like go attend to something else, and a lot of times I'll just hold it with one hand and apply the paint with the other, but if you just don't want to stress about that or worry about that, put a generous amount of tape around it and then it won't budge. It'll just stay in place. So if you have to leave the project, you don't have to worry about it getting budged or, you know, thrown around on you. All right, let me check on comments here quick. Thank you, Cynthia and Cheryl. You guys rock. Both shared, hey, Christy Joe, and Linda is here. And there's Evelyn. Thank you for sharing, Donna. You guys are total rock stars. Letty, I love you, girl. Thank you for sharing. The discount code, Sarah, is the Comfy Nest. All as one word. Let me see if, I'll just type it in here. I will do that right now. It's all as one word. I don't think it's case sensitive, so it doesn't matter if they're capital letters or not. But if you go to essentialstencil.com, and I put this all in the description of the video, you will be able to use that code to get an extra 10% off. Let me see if I can get, if you guys just give me a second, I'm going to get this stuff entered for you. Oh, there it is. The discount code, thecomfynest.com, www.essential stencil. It's just one, it's the L and then .com. It's not Essential Stencils, it's essentialstencil.com. There, I got them both in for you. All right, they're in the comments, but they're also in the description. Okay, here's what I do. I use my little makeup wedge. I've already used this one today. I used it on the other tote bag that I made. I just dip into the cover because I really don't need a lot of this stuff. And the cover is so full of paint, as you can see. So, and you guys know, if you've watched me even for a few minutes, you know that I use tin foil. Look at, this is my tin foil I've been using this week. When I need to work with paint, I don't know, I learned this from Ashley Rates. I think it's really a easy, handy, cheap way to do this. This is what I did earlier. That was the gold that I used earlier. So I'm just gonna turn this over. I'll get to use it one more time and then I'll throw it out. I'm incredibly frugal that way. So if you don't know me by now, you will know that. I'm just making sure you guys can see this whole project. Okay. So here's my tin foil. I'm gonna stick this right here for now because I want you to very easily see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add ink to my makeup wedge, and then you'll see there is a lot of ink on there. It's way too much, way too much. So I need to offload it, and what that means is I'm just gonna kind of like dab it off on, you can do this on a paper plate, wax paper, you can do it on like regular paper, you can do it on a styrofoam plate. I just happen to use tin foil. You want to dab off almost all of it. There will be ink in the wedge, the spongy part of the wedge, okay? Donna says I use the tin foil also. Well, good. I just think it's so handy and it's cheap. All right, let me see if I can get you guys, I want to make sure you guys can see this well. Now I'm going to just apply this to the stencil design. And what's really important, you want to make sure that your stencil is flat on your surface, which is my tote, and less is more. We do not need to gob on tons of paint or ink on this project. We're going to just do a very thin coat and then we can go back and add more. I always use I'm a righty, so I use my left hand to hold the project down and I use my right hand in an up and down motion, up and down. I don't go side to side, brushing it on. I stipple it on, up and down. Okay, that's how I do it. When I need more, I run out pretty quickly because I don't have a lot of it on there in the first place. I'm going to go back to my tin foil and pick up more ink. If you put too much ink, you're going to get bleed through. And some of this is trial and error. It's a matter of learning what is the appropriate amount of paste or ink or, you know, whatever you're using, paint that you're trying to get on there. And I will tell you, I always say, like, the motto is less is more. If you're wondering if you have too much on, you might have too much on. So just go back to your tin foil or your paper plate and offload some. I'm just going up and down in a pouncing motion. I call it stippling, but whatever, you can call it pouncing. It looks like a mustard yellow when it goes on, this Speedball ink, but I'm telling you, when I'm done with this and it dries, it has a very nice, pretty gold shimmer to it because I picked the gold color. The ink comes in, like, I don't know, every color you can think of. It comes in all the primary colors, comes in the metallics. So you have lots of options when you shop. Way too much. See, that's just too much. It's like gobbed on there. I'm going to take most of it off onto my tin foil so I don't have any bleed through, and I'm going to go back to my project and add more. I can always add another layer. So like I said, do one coat very thinly, very thin coat, and then go back and add more later. There we go. I'm going to look up for a minute and check on comments, see if there are any questions I can answer. Thank you for sharing, Kim. You're the best. You can use, she's saying you can use chalk couture ink. You probably can. You probably can. I'm using Speedball because that's what I had on hand over here, and because I wanted this gold color especially, and I wanted to introduce you guys to a different product. Like, it's just another option for you to use. You're welcome, Laura. Oh, Kathy, if you want chalk couture ink, you could obviously order that through me. But if you're looking for Speedball, I'm going to share with you an affiliate link that where I get it from on Amazon. I will share that with you so that you get the right kind. But you know, you don't have to buy the same color I use. You don't have to buy the same size. Like I said, that's a huge pot of ink. So if you just go to Amazon and type in Speedball ink, I think all your options would come up. All right, hi from Louisville, Kentucky, Laura. It's Speedball ink. You can, and Janine is saying you can. Janine is on my team of designers with chalk couture. She is saying she has used chalk couture ink for this as well. So you could contact me about that if you want to use that. All right, so again, I'm just offloading most of it off to my tinfoil, and then I'll go back to my project and up and down, up and down. I'm doing the bigger letters first, and then I'll go to we decided on. I don't know why. It doesn't matter what order you do it in. It really doesn't. That's right. You got it. I will hold it up for you again. I can't because the cover is off. If I tip it so that you can see it, it will spill all over. So wait until I'm done, and I'll show you one last time, Laura, the front of that, okay? I promise. I know you guys always ask these questions, and so I took the time to type all that in the description of the live, and so when I'm all done and I hit the share button, that'll all be on the Comfy Nest page for you to grab when I'm done with the video, when I'm done with the live. Kim is saying she's a designer too. Woohoo! Designers in the house. You could, Denise, you can use whatever applicator you want. I just happen to prefer, I really like using the makeup wedges. That's my preference. I have the best luck. I have less bleed through when I use the makeup wedges. So that's my applicator of choice. But again, I always say it's very personal decision. So try them all, see which one you like the most, and then use that. I just happen to be a huge fan of the makeup wedges. All right, I need more ink. So when you guys, has anybody ever used fabric ink before, or Speedball ink, or it's like silk screen ink is what it's called? It goes on, it's very thin, and it stays wet for a pretty long time, so you really have to just let it sit. You have to let your project sit without monkeying with it too much. And then when you've given it some time to sit, see, because it'll still be a little tacky while it's wet, so you don't want to take your iron to it until it's dried. And then once it's dried, you're going to place your, you could put your, like, someone suggested you could use parchment paper over it, or you could put, I use like a tea towel or a bar, like they're called bar towels or bar rags. I'm going to move this cardboard over a little because I need it on the tip of this R. It was not all the way over. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good coat. There are a couple of places I can see where it's a little thin, but I'm going to go in and do the little letters for the we decided on. Got way too much on there. I'm trying to give you a good view of that. It's just way too much. I'm going to offload it on here. It's going to feel like, you know, you're probably looking at it and saying, well, you're taking most of it off. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You want most of it to come off onto your offloaded surface, because if you have too much, you'll struggle with bleed through, and bleed through is when the ink bleeds underneath the letters of the design that you want it to show. So it bleeds through, and then you don't have crisp letters. It kind of looks messy on the other side. And if you know, if I have bleed through, I'll show you. I'll show you. It's we're not everybody's. I'm not perfect. I sometimes have that happen. And definitely with fabrics, it's harder. Like with a wood project, you can correct that. You can go back with paint and fix it if you have a painted wood surface. On fabric, it's not as forgiving, you know, if you have the bleed through. All right, I think I'm almost done, and I will check on this in a minute, but let me just check the comments pretty quick here. Since it sits longer, does that make it harder to clean your stencil? Oh, I take the stencil off. I take the stencil off, clean it, and then I let my tote sit with the wet ink on it and just dry. And it does take a little while longer than like acrylic paint, for example. Brenda and Kim, thank you for sharing. You guys are the bomb diggity bomb. Hello, Christy in Indiana. Anita, she says, I'm late, but I'm here. We're glad to have you. I don't know cost comparison, Laura. I can't even tell you. I bought this Speedball ink. Let me show it to you quick because I think I'm done with it. I bought this so long ago, I don't even remember. I don't remember how much it was. You'll just have to do some price comparisons. Like you could check, you could look for coupons. I'm wicked frugal, so like I'll check 3 sites before I order, you know, and see if I have a coupon to Michael's. Is it cheaper than going to Hobby Lobby or Amazon? So you guys can do the same. Yes, Rosina says you can use a Teflon sheet. That's true. Oh my gosh, you like using Tim Holtz blending tools? I'm in love with that line right now. Hello, Cassandra in Michigan. Cassandra! She and I were chatting about Chalk Couture recently. Yeah, she's saying she loves the wedges. I think like a lot of people who try it, they message me and say, okay, I'm using the makeup wedges forever now. They're the best. They're the best. Hey, Joanne, thanks for saying hello. Yeah, if you guys share this, I so appreciate it. All right, what I usually do, I have this side taped, I have this side taped. I usually take the tape off one of the 2 sides so that I can hinge this up and look at it. It keeps the placement of my stencil. And then I can look to see if there's any bare spots that I want to redo. Yes, the F. Check out the F. It needs more work. The F and the D in decided both need a little more. So I'm going to hinge it back down. I'm going to tape it. And then I'm going to go back in on the thin part of the F and on the 2 Ds here. I just need a little more. They were just really faint and I didn't like the look of that. So I'm going back in just on those 2 spots to add a little bit more ink so it really shows up well. I'm using my 1 finger to hold the F down. And yeah, you're going to get paint or ink or whatever on your fingers, but that's not the end of the world. It comes off pretty quickly. All right. I always check my edges because I'm so careful and I do such a dry run, like it's almost like dry brushing. I use so little product and I'd rather do 2 coats than 1 messy coat. So I usually check my edges to make sure they're nice and crisp and that they're dark enough. That's what I'm kind of doing right now, is just checking my edges where all the joints are. I feel like I need a little more in that tip of that V. So I added a little more. You see how little product you use? Really, an 8-ounce jar of this is a lot. Like if you're not going to be doing this on a very regular basis and mass producing projects with ink, I would really encourage you to think about just getting a smaller container. You know, especially if it's only 1 person. I mean, if you're going to be sharing it with a bunch of people, I guess you might need a bigger one, but I can see the eye, the little dot in the eye. It's really hard for me to get in there. So I'm going to just give that a little extra attention. I have to put a little more pressure, but I'm pushing down. I'm not going left and right. If I go left and right, again, you have a greater chance of the ink accumulating on the edges of this design and then bleeding underneath it. So it's just, I feel like best practices. Like this is the best way to assure that you have success unless you've been doing this for a long time and you have a good feel for it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hinge it one more time and check on it, okay? So now I have to be very careful because I do have gold. You can see how it's gold now on my fingers. It's actually a really pretty gold. It's very shimmery. It is a little harder to see on a canvas tote, well, especially when it's wet. When it's dry, it does look better. Shimmery, like if you're looking for shimmer. If you're looking for a little shimmer, which who's not looking for shimmer? Okay, that does look better, although I will say this part of the F down here, I want to add a little more. So see how I just hinged it up and it's still taped down? So now I can place it down. It's back exactly where it started. I don't have to worry about it being goofed up. I'm going to move my cardboard back down to that side. That's a little, it just takes a little bit of patience and perseverance. And I'm just going up and down, and I'm reinforcing here the bottom of the F because it's thin. That part of the stencil is pretty thin. I'll show you how to clean your stencil here in a second. All right, let's do it again. See how easy? You just hinge it right back up until you're satisfied. Okay, now I'm missing, you see, I'm missing this little part of the F. You girls, you don't grow impatient with me. It's just a trial and error process here. Girls and Guy, I know there was a Paul on here with us. Paul, still haven't seen your question, Paul, so I apologize for not answering it. Hey, I can answer it later. I try to go back and read all the comments later. It's just really hard for me to keep track of all the comments with all the people on. Love the color you picked out. I'll be using makeup wedges from now on. Try them, Kathy. Seriously, try them. You're going to like them. And they're so cheap. They're so inexpensive. I got 100 of these. I probably bought them a year and a half ago. I've been using them forever, and I have so many left. They're really economical. Uh-oh. And he just says, I got blue paint all over my hands today. A couple of my individuals used both ends of their paintbrushes to clean up. Cleanup was jokes on me. You're so sweet. If it makes them happy, yay me. Good job, Anita. Yes, you totally can do that, Vicki, and I have been known to do that too. She's saying she washes them. You can rinse these right out, and then you can reuse them over and over again. Absolutely. They're cheap enough that if you end up drying this out, you can just toss it in the garbage. I have also, like, if you just have paint on the very tip and it dries out, you can just cut the tip off with a pair of scissors, and then you still have a good sized wedge to use. All right, I think this is done. So I'm going to pull this up one more time and check it out. I think it's done. I'm going to be sending this to one of you, so somebody is going to get this. I'll mail it to you so that you can, you know, gift it to somebody. Or I use these kind of totes for my groceries, you guys. I don't know if you do that, but I use fabric totes for my groceries. When I go, I keep them in my vehicle, and when I run to the store, I grab the totes out of my car, and I do my shopping, and then my kids, that's one of my kids' chore. They fold my totes back up for me, and they know exactly where they go in my vehicle, so that the next time I go shopping, I have my reusable totes, and I'm not filling the earth with all those darn plastic bags. And California, I know that California banned them, and I'm so proud of California for that. I like that they've done that. There may be other states, but California's the one I know about. Okay, you guys, I'm kind of being a perfectionist because I'm sending this to somebody. If it was mine, I would be totally thrilled with the way it turned out and leave it at that. But because I'm going to send this to one of you, I'm being a little more precise about the color here. I think it's perfect now. Okay, looking pretty good. I'm going to peel this up. I'm going to take all this tape up. Yes, I reuse my tape. I don't know about you, but this will all get stuck to the side of my craft table. And when I need a piece of tape, until this gets, like, if it gets paint on it or something, then I'll throw it out. But I am that frugal, you guys. I figure, you know what, I work really hard. My husband and I, we work really hard for our money. And I don't like to just throw it in the garbage. So I reuse things. Okay, this is all done. It is still tacky. If I put my finger on it, it's still a little tacky. So now I will let it dry like that without the stencil on it. It still has the cardboard in it, so it's really easy to see. What do you think? Isn't it such a pretty stencil? The font is just beautiful. And you can see that you can do it on a canvas tote. This would easily be done on like a pillowcase, or you can, I always think onesies are a really cute project to do stenciling on. I'm gonna move this over for a minute so I can clean this stencil. I'm gonna put it down here and show you how one of the ways that I clean them. You can take them to a sink and run them under like really lukewarm water, and you don't normally need soap. I guess if you let them dry completely and sit overnight, it's going to be really difficult to get that paint off. Acrylic paint is harder, it dries faster, so it's a lot harder to clean up, but you can see how easy this is wiping off. This ink stays wet for a little while. Look at that. These are just wet wipes, like anti-back wipes. You can get the Lysol brand, Equate brand, it doesn't matter. Clorox brand. These are like, I think I got these at one of the dollar stores, Dollar Tree or something. Look at that. I sprayed it with just water. This is just like an old bottle of water, and I sprayed it with that, and then look how fast and easy that cleans up. Now just be very careful that you don't apply too much pressure, and don't rub back and forth, because what will happen is you'll bend all these little parts of your stencil, and then it will look funny. It won't say, I mean, it'll still say what it says, but it will look a little funny and goofy. Your letters will get all goofed up, or your design, whatever it is. So I'm going to throw that in the garbage. I'm going to get another one out, or actually I'll just use a paper towel now because it's kind of wet from all the water. I'm going to give it a quick wipe. Very gently. You can see all the residual gold paint still coming up. So I'll do this a couple of times until I feel like I'm getting the majority of it up. Now my craft table has my cutting board on it for fabric, and it's pretty wet. So I want to, before I put this down again, because I'm trying to clean it, I want to get all that off. And now it's important to do the back side, because with all that water, the gold paint did go on to the back side. So you just want to be, don't apply too much pressure. You don't want to bend it like I just did. You just want to go in really soft. See, look at all of that that's coming off. It is a lot. Uh-oh, Donna says she got knocked off. Yeah, these cutting boards are awesome. Like, they do sell them at all the different craft stores. But it's my fabric cutting board, and I love that it has all the measurements on it. I love that it's like a, it's not quite silicone. It might be like a silicone / plastic. I don't know exactly what kind of material it's made out of, but it's very sturdy. I paint on it, I get it wet, I wipe it down. It's been, you can see the cut marks from when I've made sweater mittens and all my fabric projects. There you go. It is clean. Clean and dry. And I always suggest you guys, if you're buying Essential Stencils, which I really do know that these are the best stencils on the market, they give us beautiful packaging. So this black cardboard sheet comes to separate your two designs. So there's We Decided on Forever. And then you flip it over, and then you have We Should Probably Cuddle, and I just love, love, love that beautiful font for Cuddle. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that, how pretty that is. I wanted to put this on the other side of my fabric tote, but it just didn't fit. It just didn't fit. And then you have your cellophane package that has adhesive on it, and so what I do is I just slip this right back in the packaging. So I did a little video for Essential Stencil on tips on how to store your stencils, and I highly, highly suggest that you keep your original packaging. Highly suggest it, because number one, it has the labels on it, so it tells you exactly what's in your package. Now for this one, it's not as big a deal because you got 2 in the package. Oop. But for some of them, you know, you get like 6 stencils in one bag. The packaging is really helpful to tell you what's in that bag. Okay, so I got it in the plastic, and then I do the adhesive to get it back down, and then there you have it. Now it has all the details on it. This is on the website now for $15.97 for the 2 of them. They are the best ones you'll ever use. I promise you that. I have purchased many, many, many stencils, and some of them come so thin that they easily rip. They don't stay on your project when you're working with them, so that's kind of a bummer. They're really hard to work with. So they have really beautiful, thick, flexible Mylar, so I would go with them. Here's the Speedball ink again. Okay, let me draw for 2 people. To win, I'm going to send these 2 bags to you. I will heat set them for you tomorrow, and then I will get them in the mail. If I call your name, if you are a winner, let me get my pen out because I want to write your names down. It's going to be your job to message me with your mailing address. Okay, I will mail it. I will pay for the mailing. I'm not going to chase you down. If you win and you don't you don't message me with your address, I'm not going to go look for you. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not. So just when I call your name, claim it. Tell me you're here so that you've claimed it. You need to be present to win. And then just do me a favor and send me a message immediately, and just give me your mailing address and your email address. Give me your email address, because if I can get you a shipping tracking number, I'll do that, and it'll get emailed to you. Okay? Look at all the hearts. Hearts right back to you. I love it. I love it. Okay, and I'm going to tell you guys about my craft therapy group in a minute here. Hey, Barb from Hollywood. PA. Oh, Jennifer, I'm doing good. How are you, sweet love? Alabama is here. Cheryl says Alabama is here. Yay. Okay. All right. I will draw for these 2. Here's the project I did. I still have the cardboard in it. I'm going to check this cardboard here in a minute. So here's the tote. I have 2 of them. I'm going to send them to 2 people. Cute, right? These would make, I think of like wedding, bridal party gifts. I just put this cardboard in between, and you can see the gold paint, the gold ink that came off on the cardboard. So I was trying to prevent that from going on the unfinished side of my bag. Okay, so that's why I put the cardboard in between, so that the gold paint stays on just the one side. So who are the winners? I got 2 of them. I'm gonna send them to you probably tomorrow, maybe the next day. Bear with me because I gotta get them heat set. But let me scroll. I'm gonna scroll all the way back to the front. If you guys share this, I'm forever grateful. It helps to introduce me to your friends and family, and I really appreciate that. If you found value in what I was talking about in the demo, please go ahead and share it. I really do appreciate you guys for that more than you can know. And after I'm done drawing, I want to talk to you about the Craft Therapy Club. I want to show you the project for the month. I just launched my Craft Therapy Club, and I want to just share that with you. Okay, first winner. I'm scrolling all the way back, and I'm going just in. I'm just randomly. Marty Janet Potter. Marty, I'm assuming it's Marty and Janet. They must share an account. So is it Marty or Janet Potter? Are you watching? Are you still here? I'm writing your name down. Because if you're here, you won one of the bags. So please claim it. I'm gonna draw one more name, and you guys let me know if Marty and Janet are still on. She said you're awesome. Thanks, Marty and Janet. Thank you. All right, I'm scrolling again to find another winner. Say, pick me, pick me. Everybody's commenting, pick me. Okay, here we go. Next winner is Betty Sue Robertson. Betty, what a pretty little name you have. Betty Sue Robertson. Hey, who's from Vermont? I just saw something scroll in front of my eyes that said, hi from Vermont. I'm going to Vermont in July for vacation. Who is from Vermont? Judy. I'm going to Vermont. My niece lives in Vermont, in Burlington. Yeah. Joyce, thank you for saying that I'm awesome. Okay, so these 2 people, Marty and Janet Potter, are you here? Because you won. And Betty Sue Robertson, are you here? Because you won. There's Betty Sue. Yay, Betty Sue, email or message me with your mailing address and your email so that I can send this out to you when I have it ready, okay, sweetheart? Yay! Yeah, she says, Susan says, yeah, they're so lucky. Mississippi girl here, Susan here. Yeah, so now I'm still waiting. Is Marty and Janet. Marty, Janet Potter, are they, I'm not seeing that person. Are they here? Tina says, I just ordered my first stencils from this company and got them a few days ago and love them. Aren't they the best? Aren't they the best, Tina? And they're normally so quick about fulfilling orders, really. And if you guys have any struggles with your orders, you don't understand something, or you have trouble with what you got, please just contact them because their customer service is phenomenal. Do I leave the cardboard in when I iron it? I probably will put it back in. I probably will, because imagine the ink, if it heats up at all. And let me say this to you too. When you heat set, do not use a moist setting. You do not want the steam setting on your iron. You just want a dry iron, no steam, no water, on probably the cotton setting. And you're just gonna, rub your iron over that design for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And you're gonna really heat set it, okay? But you do not wanna get it wet. But I probably will put this in there just in case it warms it up to the point you don't want it bleeding through on the other side. So that was a really good question. I think it was Donna who asked that. Was it Donna? All right, I'm looking. I'm not seeing Marty. Is Marty and Janet, are they on here? Because if not, I'm gonna pull another name. I'm gonna pull another name. Oh, Mimi's daughter got her a Cricut heat press for Easter. Oh, lucky mama. What you'll get for Mother's Day then. That's a really good gift. All right, let's see. All right, I'm not seeing Marty. Is anybody seeing Marty and Janet? They're not here. I'm gonna pull another name. I'm pulling another name because she's not here and she didn't claim her prize. Okay, here's the next winner. Next winner, okay? Marty and Janet, you're gonna be so sad tomorrow when you see that. Nancy Banks. Nancy Banks, are you here? I'm writing this third name down. So Betty Sue claimed her as Nancy Banks. You're the next winner. And Nancy was asking me a question. Let me see if I can find it again. Do you ever use a stencil spray? I do not. I've tried them. I don't prefer them. I don't prefer them. You can? Absolutely. It's like using the makeup wedge versus using a brush. It's just a matter of personal preference. I choose not to. I don't like it. But I say try it. Try it out. I mean, you never know until you try it out. Nancy Banks, are you here, my love? We're trying to find Nancy. I'm scrolling to the end. I'm not seeing Nancy either. And someone's saying Janet is here. I don't see her on here. She did not claim her prize. Denise says, I got the Scrabble stencils to decorate my wall with the grandkids' names. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Okay. All right, that's it. I draw 2 names for that second one. Betty Sue claimed hers, and I'm not seeing either of the other winners. Nancy Banks or Marty and Sue. Okay, they're gonna be so sad. I'm gonna tell you guys about the Craft Therapy Club, and we'll see if they appear. If not, I'll pull another name. Okay, here we go. Craft Therapy Club, once a month live project workshop, just in the same format but in a private group for paid members. That's basically what it is. It's a chance for you to do one craft project with the group, and there's about 30 women in it right now. Men are welcome. It just happens to be that there are mostly women and all women in the group right now from all over the country. East Coast, West Coast, down to the South, all the way up in the North where I am in North Dakota. There's no requirement other than you pay the fee. It's $15 a month, and you'll get one live workshop on different crafting techniques. So I would ask for the people who join it to be very open. We'll paint sometimes. We'll work with paper crafting sometimes. We'll work with fabrics. I have plans to work with clay. I have plans to do embellished books. I have some really fantastic projects planned. So if you're one of the people, because I've been hearing from you guys that the reason it's called craft therapy is because I use crafting as my therapy, and I know a lot of you do the same, because I've admitted that, and you've commented and said, you know what, I deal with chronic disease or chronic pain too, and I use crafting as my downtime, my relaxation time. And so what this is giving us an outlet for that. I do all the planning of the project. I'll research it. I will test out the project. I will put together the supply list for you, and I will send you the supply list. Many of you who are already crafty will have those supplies, or many of them on hand already. And if you don't, I will give you the place where you can purchase them. When I have a discount code, like Essential Stencil, when I have a discount code to give you, I will give it to you. So you'll have the benefit of using my discount codes to order anything that you need for the club. So you'll get the one workshop a month live, and when you join, launched it in April, we did a project in April. Now it's May. This is the project we're doing in May. It's a painted abstract flower. I'm going to teach everybody how to make these. It's acrylic painting on canvas panel. Really easy, really simple supplies to get a hold of. In fact, one woman said, I already have all this stuff on hand, so it's perfect. That's the goal, is that we start using some of the craft supplies that you have on hand that you just are not finding the time or the motivation to use. I'm going to give you the inspiration and give you the instruction, step-by-step instruction, to make those projects. Now, if you join in May, you're going to have the benefit of having the April session available to you, because that's all still in the club, and the May session. So it's cumulative. When you join, all of the sessions will remain in the club, so that everybody can redo those projects if they want to. So you're welcome to join us. If you want to do it, just message me, Craft Therapy Club, and I'll get you hooked up. I'll answer your questions. I'll get you more information and get you signed up for it, okay? That's my brief thing about that. All right, let me check. Did Marty and Janet or Nancy claim their prize? Can anybody tell me? I don't know. Oh, Nancy. Someone's saying congrats, Nancy. So is Nancy here? Did she claim her prize? I'm not seeing them. It makes me very sad for them. Oh, Amanda says, I'm a therapist and I agree with craft therapy. Do you? So here's the thing. And I made sure to say this earlier today. I'm not a therapist. I'm not going to be offering you therapy in any way, shape, or form other than fellowship, support, inspiration, instruction on your crafting, which so many of us find relaxing and enjoyable, and it brings joy to our hearts, and it fills our homes with pretty things, and that's the therapy part, okay? The fellowship is going to be a big part of that. But I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Marty and Janet claimed. Okay, so we're good. We got 2 winners. Yay! Thank you, guys. All right, so those 2 winners need to message me your email address and your mailing address. I will send those out to you. This was the project. Share the demo if you want to. If you find value in it, tag a friend on it below or message them. You can share it with them. I would so appreciate that. go to the Essential Stencils page and join their email list, because when I schedule these every couple of weeks, and when I go live, they will send you a message to tell you that I'm going to be doing a demo. I have done some videos for them that they are mailing to all of their customers. So you get another how-to video, and there's a storage. I did a storage tips and tricks video for you guys, and all the customers are getting that emailed to them when you place an order. So make sure you go out, like their Facebook page, and then join their email list, so that they do some fantastic end of the season sales and flash sales that you'll want to know about. So make sure that you're in the know and get on those lists. All right, you guys, well, thank you. Rosina says, love watching you. I love that you come in and join. It just warms my heart. It is such an honor to have you guys here. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed night. Have a great night of sleep, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.